On episode 228 of He Said, She Said movie reviews, we take a look at the movie Top Gun Maverick. Welcome to He Said, She Said movie reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we just went and saw Top Gun Maverick last night. April, what do you give this one?
I'm giving it a solid 4.
Solid 4. For me, a rare solid 5.
Wow.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll tell you all about it right after this one trailer.
All righty. It was Nope. The residents of a lonely gulch in inland California bear witness to an uncanny and chilling discovery. It's the Jordan Peele movie. The release date's July 22nd, 2022, starring Daniel
Kaluuya,
Keke Palmer, and Stephen Yeun.
Can't wait to see this. This looks
Terrifying.
scary and freaky and terrifying. I think Jordan Peele might have another home run on this one.
Yeah, it looks very, very frightening.
You know what's so funny? We sat there for a half an hour from the time that the movie was supposed to start and when it actually started. And we saw half an hour of trailers. We only saw one trailer we haven't talked about, and that was Nope.
Oh, that is true.
For half an hour we sat there. That's
That
getting
is
a
true.
little annoying. But
It
anyways.
is. But they're back, so we're happy
Yeah,
for 'em.
exactly. Top Gun. This is the story. Okay, after more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Mitchell Maverick is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in rank that would ground him.
All right, the director was Joseph Kosinski. He's known for Tron Legacy, Oblivion, and Only the Brave.
This was written by Peter Craig and Justin Marks. Peter Craig's known for Hunger Games, Mockingjay 1 and 2, 12 Strong, Bad Boys for Life, and The Batman, the one that just came out. So some great writing there. And Justin Marks, who's known for The Jungle Book, Street Fighter, The Legend of Chun-Li. And, of course, this is based off of the characters by Jim Cash and Jack Epps Jr.
All right, and what a cast. Here we go. Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Miles Teller, Jennifer Connelly, Bashir, Salahuddin, John Hamm, Charles Parnell, Monica Barbaro, Lewis Pullman, Jay Ellis, and Danny Ramirez.
This movie has a great runtime of 131 minutes, and it's rated PG-13 for sequences of intense action and strong language.
And I didn't mind the runtime because it was Feel the Speed, Top Gun. Let me just tell you, this movie felt like the 80s. It started, I swear, Tim and I got chills with the music right away. But I just want to say this before we jump in. We were leaving, and there were thunderous applause at the end of the movie. There was a lot of tears. People have been waiting so long. But I had a group of, several groups actually, in front of me leaving the theater of middle-aged men and older, and they just felt like this movie was made for them. They were so excited.
You know, I was thinking about this last night as I was drifting off to sleep, that, you know, because this is He Said, She Said, I was going to make some comments that this is the ultimate guys flick.
Yeah.
And it was, but
Yeah.
I know you loved it, and I'm sure most every woman who sees it. So it's kind of a sexist thing for me to say that this was a guy's flick.
Oh,
but
definitely. I think it's a movie more for middle age. I do. I think there was not just a love story, but it's about someone that had earned his wisdom as a teacher.
Right.
And it transcended to young people.
Well, that goes to the whole theme of this movie. This movie is definitely about redemption. It's completely and 100% about redemption and forgiveness, too. There's some forgiveness in here. We don't want to give out too much.
No.
We don't want to spoil this
I want
movie.
to talk about the acting and the characters, okay? I thought it was top-notch, the acting, obviously. Tom Cruise was amazing. Val Kilmer. I thought Ed Harris, even I love him. But I will say, I do agree with you. In some of the cases, it was a little much.
Yeah, it almost seemed forced. It seemed like...
Not a lot,
Not
guys,
a lot.
but
Don't
a
get me
little
wrong.
bit.
I gave this movie 5 stars, and even though I thought some of the acting was over the top a little bit.
Right.
And by the way, in my notes, I've used the word top a lot. It's a kind of a theme here with Top Gun. So, you know.
It's just... You know, and we had a little situation too, and Tim didn't notice this, but in the movie, there were strange little giggles that came out from the audience. And, you know, I'm normally very in tune with an audience.
You obviously didn't read my notes because you haven't seen what I wrote under dialogue.
You know, I know, and I know you had mentioned that a little corny at times, but that wasn't.
But I think that's what it was. The corniness at times, I think, is what drew the laughter from the audience.
Right. Oh, but I want to say on the score, I just absolutely, obviously loved it. The music was great, but that new Lady Gaga song at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Loved it.
But I mean, we're kind of jumping around a little bit here, but the score, since we're talking about the score right now, I got goosebumps. I mean, the opening scene, boom, we start with the classic music from the original Top Gun movie.
So happy.
It made me all giddy. I mean, I had high expectations for this movie, and for me, usually when I have really high expectations for a movie, it's a letdown, and I usually feel let down by the movie. This one did not. It lived up to my expectations.
Which is great. The cinematography is beautifully shot. What did you think about the production design?
The production design was fine. You know, yeah, that was okay and everything. But when we come to the special effects, that's where this movie really shines.
Agreed.
And including the story too, though. I thought the story, but
Tim, the flying scenes, the dog fights, the action sequences.
I mean, it was just all awesome. I mean, and you know, they did go up in jets and experience the G-force and everything. So I mean, and it shows. I mean, all the flying scenes, it was fantastic.
Matter of fact, one of the planes, right, was the very plane that my dad flew on.
Yeah, the P-51.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, I mean, this is not really a spoiler. At the end of the movie, Tom Cruise flies off into the sunset in his P-51 Mustang, and that's actually his own personal P-51 Mustang, which is kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. His own plane starred in the movie, too, there at the end with the closing credits with Lady Gaga singing her songs. So
I did not know that. The editing was fine. Yeah. The pace, I really enjoyed. I was never bored.
Yeah, for a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, it zoomed by.
Yeah, and I couldn't get over how much Miles Teller's character. I can't.
Nope, you're gonna. That's a spoiler.
Okay, I can't. Just let me assure you that there is part of a theme from Top Gun, the first one, that rolls over into this one, and it's nicely done how it works.
See, I had no idea about that. I did not. And to me, that was a huge surprise in the movie. That one of the reasons why it got 5 stars from me. I mean, I didn't know. So
well, the pace seemed fast for 2 hours. What'd you think about the dialogue? Let's talk about that.
That's where I thought, it got a little corny at times. There was one of the biggest corny lines for me ever. If you ever seen the movie Backdraft, and at the end of the movie,
you're showing your age.
I'm showing my age. Well, we saw Top Gun when we were just before we got married, so we also showing our age.
This was right before we got married, guys.
But anyways. In Backdraft, the one guy, there's 2 brothers fighting fires, and then towards the end of the movie, the one guy's being drug off on the stretcher, and the other guy's, "That's my brother, damn it!" And it was just one of the corniest lines in a movie for me ever. There was some of that corniness in here. A
little, but there was also some really good dialogue.
Yeah, there was, but
yeah, it's like I told you, the young folk. That's the word I'll use.
Oh, they're young whippersnappers.
Yeah, some of them are they were greatly cast, but just a little bit of that just seemed a tiny bit forced. Not with the older actors, it was with the younger, and that was just me.
Yeah, that's where it came to me too. Some the pilots who were there for the training, some of them seemed like they were delivering lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I will say the story arc was, like we talked about this, it was such a wonderful conclusion, Tim. I mean, to Maverick's story, and I just felt like I was picking right back up again.
Yeah, and I don't think, it was a good story arc. It does in my opinion, close out the Maverick story. I don't think there'll be a Top Gun 3, but who knows? This movie could do really well at the box office with the younger crowds, and it's so
I'd go again.
Hollywood. If it works, do it again.
Yeah, we had a situation. We had been invited several days ago. Then there was a midnight one, but we had a crazy situation. But we got across town and through a connection got in, and we were just so happy last night to get in. We had thought we would be at 2 hours earlier, and we realized we had been waiting on this for a lot of years.
I'm still a little upset with April because I did get us tickets for the RPX version of this, big screen with the shaky seats and everything, which would have been really cool. And by the way, don't mess this one up. This is one of those movies you have to see on the big screen. Don't wait for it to come out on your TV. Go see it at the movie theaters.
Go see it. All right. Well, everybody, it's the summer. There is movies coming out left and right, streaming everywhere. I know it's going to be a busy summer, but I want to thank everybody for all your support, and I want you to stay happy and healthy, and let's all keep going to the movies.
All right. So that's Top Gun Maverick. April gives this movie 4 stars, and I give it 5 stars. Thanks a lot so much. And once again, if you haven't already done so, please tell a friend about the podcast. We appreciate you. See you at the movies.
See you at the movies.